Hello again, Tom Wolf here. We're going to talk today a little bit about working with the metronome in our practice regimen. Keeping time is, in my opinion, probably more important than anything else you do as a drummer. We've got a situation, in the musical world where timekeeping is, in my opinion, is not focused on enough. The thing that makes people feel music and feel good when they listen to music and make them move is the way it feels, the time that is kept. If you've got a situation where you're listening to a piece of music and there's what we call rhythmic tension happening, where the musicians who are playing aren't really synced up and it's just something's not quite right. It sucks the energy out of the music. But when you've got it happening, when the time is good, when the time is being kept well by everybody involved, when they are feeling it together, and when they are, as we say, in the pocket, that's a whole other discussion. It's a completely different animal. The same piece of music is a completely different thing, and it makes people want to move. It raises the energy level. It makes you feel good. And so my goal as an instructor is to help people achieve that when they're playing. And again, it's not focused on very well in many, many instructional situations. So you will also hear some people say that time music and time in music is a fluid thing. It has moods and so on and so forth, and all these kinds of ways to describe it. And that is true. That is it's not wrong, but you only get to say that if you can keep good time. All right. If you're not able to play with a click, then you're not coming from a place of authority to be able to assert that. Okay, the time is fluid. So let's get time in a solid state first, and then we can move from there. And we'll talk about that in regards to things like manipulating time as well. Now here I've got my phone, and I've got the Pro Metronome app opened up. Okay, hopefully you can see that. And I'll hold it up for the camera up above here. And it's a great app. It's very basic. Push play, you've got your sound, and this phone wants to keep telling me that my metronome's running. Yeah, like I don't know. Okay, anyway, so you can manipulate the tempo by dialing the wheel or just clicking on one side or the other. Okay, and let's back it off down to around 90 here. There we go. You can change the sounds, and you can change the note subdivisions as well if you get the full version of the app. But basically, when you're working with this, you want to play along with it and ultimately want to make it disappear. Okay? So I'm going to set this up at 90 beats per minute, and I like to think of 90 beats per minute as your first goal tempo. Okay? So whatever you're working on, be it just rudimentary exercises, stick control, anything like that, the first target speed, 90 beats per minute. Once you get all that material that you're working on, and that group of material up to 90 beats per minute, and you're satisfied with its consistency, quality, everything's even, sounds good, then you start working towards 120 beats per minute. So we'll set this at 90. All right. Full volume, I hope. Yes. All right. Now, as we practice with this, keep in mind where the first of the 4 beats is. Try and start there. So all of our exercises that we've done in previous segments, you would do to that. Now, it may have been difficult to hear the metronome as I was playing because I was right on it. So let's fool around a little bit here. I'm going to play a little softer and play with the metronome. Now I'm going to move ahead of it. Hear the metronome? I'm going to go way ahead of it. Ridiculously ahead of it. That's like a 16th note ahead of it. All right, so let's get back on it. Let's go a little bit behind. Farther. Having said that, it's hard not to play on the metronome when you've been doing it for a long time. So I'm still behind. Now I'm going to move onto it by degrees. There we go. Now, the funny thing is, the phenomenon that happens is when you get on the metronome and you're not used to being on the metronome, or if you're new to practicing with a metronome, and you actually do make it disappear, it becomes very disconcerting because now you can no longer hear it. And you go, is it still running or whatever? But the thing is it's okay. Relax. Enjoy it. All right? You're on it. And everything you practice, you want to be able to achieve that goal, making it disappear. Okay? So let's run through some subdivisions. We'll start off with whole, then half, quarter notes, eighth note, 16th note. We can talk about notation in another segment. Okay? Maybe with some visuals and stuff like that. But for those of you who are already musically literate as far as reading and writing goes, you understand what I'm talking about. So we'll start off with the metronome here playing. And you also, as you practice, you can be hearing or feeling the subdivisions that happen underneath this quarter note rhythm. Right? We can be counting 1, 2, 3, 4. That's for quarter notes, eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 16ths would be 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E, etc. Okay? You can be hearing any of those underneath this. And in fact, the slower the tempo, the more helpful that is to be feeling smaller subdivisions underneath. Helps you keep better time. So here we go. We'll practice our whole notes. These will be all alternate strokes, tones on the drum, tone notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel that pulse go by. Let it settle in. Get right on that beep. So I'm going to move off the beep. Ahead. Oh. Let's be patient. Let's get on there. Let's get lazy and go behind it. It's hard to get behind it. Well, that hand doesn't want to get behind. There we go. Let's get back on. That's driving me crazy. There we go. Half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, again, if you're on consistently, Then play around with going ahead or behind just for fun. So I'm late. Get back on. Go ahead. Let's get back. Eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So for your eighth notes, your dominant hand is playing quarter notes, right? Fill in. 16ths. Carry on with the eighth notes on one hand. And then fill in. Okay, so there you have the basics of practicing with a metronome. We'll do some other, as we go through other techniques and other rhythms and rhythmic exercises, we'll work with the metronome as well, and without. But the main thing is that as you're practicing, that you listen, that you relax, let it happen, be in the moment. This is a great way to get zen, okay? The metronome isn't moving, okay? Unless you had one of those little blue cheap pieces of crap that came out in the 80s that actually went beep, 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 beep. Actually, it was the 16th note, so it was like da 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 da. It was really weird. Charge you $30 to keep time to that. But nowadays you can get it on your phone, and there's a few different metronome apps. This is one that I'm particularly fond of, and encourage my students to try out. And we'll talk about using the subdivisions on it at another time. Keep good time, relax, and have fun practicing. Thanks for watching.